All right. Crystal, I hope that your ears are warm and on fire. I was just bragging on you.
They're on fire. I'm so excited. I'm on my like I've got a new bouncy ball that's like an office chair bouncy ball, like the guy from Portlandia.
I actually, this sounds totally late. I used to use one of those, and not all the time, but I'd roll that in and I'd sit on it for a while. Then I'd do a couple of, crunches and all of that. I kept it in my, I used to have an office in Orange County that I'd do that in.
It's awesome. It's got like little wheels and everything that you like set the ball in, and it's got like a little like backrest.
Oh my
Look.
God.
Yeah, yeah, it's rad.
Oh my God. They've got the world has got some major technology taking place here, and you're a part of it, Crystal. That's
Yay.
huge. So guys, this is what we're going to do today. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a real easy way to move yourself forward. And I could speak to this from personal experience. So I had a lot of coaches in my probably in the last 10 years of my life, some very, very strong people that really, took me under their wing. And everyone would want to have me have accountability trackers. And they were always really clumsy, and it took a long time to get organized. And it got to the point where I really didn't enjoy them. And then I had this one guy named Sajid Patel, just a brilliant guy. He's like now the vice president of Keller Williams. He came on and he got me on a 411 and really showed me how to make it work. So I'm going to start the call today where we're going to talk through the 411 document. And then Daniel, if you could post it on our Facebook group and make sure that people have access to it. And we're going to have a simple conversation around it. We're not going to get overwhelmed. We're going to take it real slow. And I'm going to do a screen share. I don't have both. I had to move into my house here because I have got some construction taking place over by where my office is. All right, let's get this down. So let me just see, does everybody see my screen? Okay, let me know if I'm going too fast or anything, but this is what a 411 document is. You could call it whatever you want. We called it a 411. Basically what this is it's where you're going to sit down and clearly define, and this is the best time of year to do it, over the holidays. Best time to have conversations with people over the holidays, best time to have conversations with yourself. And what you want to do with a 411 is it's broken down into annual goals, your yearly goals for 2023, your monthly goals, and then your weekly goals. Now I have it set up to track 5 activities. Typically, you can do 5 activities pretty easily, within a week to drive your business. And when you define them, you're going to define how much time you're going to spend on them to make it really easy. So if you were in the CrossFit world and you said, hey, CrossFit is going to be my bread and butter moving forward, I would question you to say, hey, you might be thinking a little small. You might be needing to think a little bit bigger. But if you're going to focus on CrossFit, what's the goal, the professional goal for 2023? Hey, I'm going to open up 12 CrossFit gyms. Yeah, I'm doing 12 because it's easy to break down by month. And then what's the standard of what you think an opening of a CrossFit gym is? The standard would be actively ordering product. I'm saying this. These aren't your words. These are mine. The gym would be set up with product and a QR code. I would have a schedule of tasting set monthly. They would be a referral partner, letting me into their database. And I'd be setting 1 hour a day for CrossFit lead generation. Tracking details, year to date, I've done 4 gyms. Then you come down to the month. Each month now, we're in November, I need 1 gym a month. Then you want to define, I've contacted in November 15 gyms, 5 in-person appointments, and I got 2 signups. So tracking my details, 2 gyms in November, and I had 2 before I rolled that up to 4 for the year. Down to the week, I'm going to dedicate 1 hour a day to lead generation. adding gyms to the database, and we'll connect all information and setting with all contact information and setting up appointments. I've completed 3 hours this week. I need 2 more hours this day. So all I'm doing is saying what an annual goal is, but I'm defining what I really want it to be. Then I'm breaking it down by month and then weekly activities. So you really live down here and you keep it open. I have multiple screens typically, and I literally would keep it open on one of my screens and just keep on updating it throughout the day. If I was going to do something about getting social media working as lead generation, I have to define what that is. I need Instagram, Facebook, YouTube supporting retail and connecting me with other like-minded people for a downline, developing a 12-month 2023 calendar for posts and outlining what my purpose is going to be. For this month of November, I'm going to set my mission vision statement, and I'm going to do research on other mission vision statements in the same space so I can help to define mine. Hey, if I got it done, it's completed. For the week, I put together a posting schedule that I created on Sunday. Monday is goal setting, Wednesday is information, and Friday is requesting connections. All posts completed for the week. So what it is, guys, is you need, at one point in your life, you need to start really tracking your activities. And so when he came to me, everyone else had all these different documents that we were working on. And then he said, and he started to work with me, and he worked with the authentic goals, not the pie in the sky. Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of 2023. Hey, how am I going to pay, my mortgage with XND 63 or with Xendurance? And then if I was going to do that, how much more revenue do I need to build into it? So each month, what would be my goal that I'm going to need to get to? And more importantly, where am I now? Literally on that. And then weekly activities that are going to support it. When we started to work authentically together on these goals, and I just didn't have goals thrown at me, he was letting me set the goals and then supporting me and not talking down to me and being like, hey, look at, all right, so we missed there, but so what can we do now to increase that and make up for it next week? It caught fire with me. And then it got to where on Sundays, I would spend my Sundays, not all day, but like 30, 40 minutes, I just take and I'd start strategizing next week, so that I knew when that alarm went off on Monday, hey, I'm going to be making this many calls, I'm going to be doing this post, I'm going to be having these meetings. And I kept it open and I just kept updating it. The craziest things started to happen to me. And I never would have thought it would have happened. I started kind of getting addicted to it. Like I was like, oh my God, I can knock all this stuff out by Wednesday. I could knock this out by like Tuesday if I'm really focused, and I'd start doing that. And then I'd start increasing my activities. And I started playing golf on like Wednesdays. And he was totally cool with that. And so I'm like, okay, so listen, at 1 o'clock, I had a local golf course where I used to live. I said, I'm going to go and I want to start taking golf lessons. And that's going to be my fun thing to do. It's like, dude, put it on. Let's do that. And it turned out where I started saying, I started getting really fired up to have accountability, because I knew there's nothing worse, guys. And I've been there. There's nothing worse going through the holidays, especially like Christmas and all that and New Year's. You're super busy. And then you're like, oh my God, I don't even have a plan of what I'm going to do to get started for next year. That's the worst feeling in the world. We know with health, we know with, our business and finances, we've got to have that plan together to really feel comfortable. What I want you to do, and this will be posted in the Facebook, is start working on that. We're not going to have this meeting next week. It's a perfect time to kind of sit down and get your thoughts together. Just start penciling out kind of what you want to do. Then truly define what that means to you. If you say, I'm going to lead generate, what does that really look like to you? Are you going to dedicate time to it? And people always say, well, I just kind of call throughout the day and I use my windshield time. Totally fine. What would happen though if you just knocked it all out in 45 minutes to an hour? Like you made 10 really great calls in that time. And yeah, you could still use your windshield time to do some things, but now you've got it completed. It's that whole process of having some, like I started really getting healthy a couple of years ago around my diet, and he and I built out the way to do it. We said it's a standard. So let's build out 21 meals And let's start with 7 really healthy ones a week. Well, once we figured out 7, it was super easy to get to 14. And then after you got to 14, it was super easy to get to like 20, and then I'd be like, okay, I want to have some fun meals in there. So then we got, down to 18, but we just track it each week. So I knew exactly what was going on. Amazing what happened to my body within 3 months of doing that and doing activity, because I was holding a new standard for myself instead of just randomly going to a restaurant. Oh yeah, I'll eat whatever I can. I'll make up for it later. I don't even know how many good meals or bad meals I've had. I was doing plant-based at that time, and substituting in a little fun burrito and stuff every now and then. But that's the way for it to work. So let's just have a little conversation around that. Thoughts, comments, too much? What are your thoughts around this document? Crystal, can I start with you?
Sure, yeah. I'm just like the gears are working. uh yeah, I like the thought of reverse engineering the goals into action steps. I might tweak it to where I've got like check boxes on the document.
I love that.
But yeah, I'm just figuring out how this would look for me with all the things I'm juggling. I like how there's 5 lines on there.
It does a couple of things that are amazing. If you're really serious about your business and your income and or what your why is, it gives you an incredible amount of security. I used to have the thing, I don't know if you guys have ever, the name of I don't play fantasy football anymore because it started stressing me out, but the name of my team used to be Sunday Scaries, because I used to always, like, if I would, I'd go to bed, especially when I worked in retail and I was traveling a lot. I would go to bed like going, oh my God, another just crazy week. I didn't have documents like this. I wasn't tracking it. The company kind of set my schedule. And so at Sunday, you go to bed, you're like, oh my God, this week's going to be brutal. This document alleviated all that, because then I knew exactly what I was going to be doing this week. I was super organized, and I was literally taking care of personal goals within that. You can build a secondary document, maybe 2 tabs if you want to have personal goals. Professional goals should be on their own. And then if you have the fun stuff built into there, like I had loved thinking of Wednesday to go play golf. It was like my favorite time ever. And I love the fact that I knew I knocked out everything. So it wasn't guilty for me. I earned it.
But
Nathan,
right now I just have a whiteboard. I have a whiteboard right in front of my face. And I'm like, okay, these are all the things, that are pressing right now. And then above that, I've got like the long-term things that I'm working to.
And then could you imagine if every Sunday you were mapping out your Monday through Friday activities that were going to make an impact for you? Or
I do it already.
That's awesome. So now, so you're already doing it. And then either
Yeah.
so you can either do it on the whiteboard, you do it. It doesn't matter where you do it. You do it wherever you want. But when you put down the small steps, I think so many things, and we're going to talk here in a minute about goals and how goals get, I like objective-based goal setting. A goal, if you look up the definition of a goal, it's a statement of intent. Everyone's got goals. Hey, the U.S. team's going to win the World Cup. Oh, great. Cool. Hopefully that happens. Might not, but man, it'd be great if it did. Hey, I can't stand when I hear it all the time when people talk about, like, Crystal, I love what you're doing with XND 63. I
got 17 in right now.
That's unbelievable.
It's been less than 24 hours. It's been about 24 hours since I announced it.
Daniel, that's unbelievable. We're gonna have to do a post on that. But I hear it all the time. Everyone says it. I heard my wife just say it the other day. Everyone goes, you know what? After the holidays, after the new year, everyone says it. And like you hear it. I almost like now that we're kind of in the health and wellness field, when I hear it, I kind of stop and I go, so what specifically are you going to do? Because so many people just want it easy. So it's that statement of intent. After the holidays, after Thanksgiving, I'm going to absolutely, I was just going through a bunch of Instagram stuff. I even see some influencers. I saw Renee post one. Nathan, I want to talk to you about her because she did something that I'm really interested in. I want to talk to you about. But you see people posting, Hey, can't wait to totally go just binge out on Thanksgiving. Then I'm going to get things going. Can't wait till after New Year's. Then I'm going to get things going. Now's the time, guys. Hey, what does that mean then? How would you like a free program that you can get engaged in, that I'm going to be doing with you, that we can absolutely define an authentic goal and help you get there? You know,
Yeah,
you
I'm
could.
all for like ideas on how to promote engagement before the actual XND starts, the XND 63 starts, because I'm building out the Facebook group this weekend and I'm bringing them all in on Monday so we can get the momentum rolling and the excitement rolling going into the new year already. But I'm certainly open to ideas of how to promote engagement before the thing even starts.
I would tell you this right now, when you say that, and I talked to you yesterday, Crystal, you're so authentic. You've got a great story yourself. I always like to use, when I'm talking to people about like XND 63, I talk about my true engagement with the product and my real feelings about it. Hey, how many of you were like me? And I've done this too before, like where I've gotten totally out of shape over the holidays, and it's so hard to get it back. And so I would say for Sean Pollard, guys, I don't know how many of you are like me, but have kind of gotten off the rails during the holidays. You get caught up in all of the season. You're real busy. You're doing lots of different activities. You're going to a lot of different parties. You're eating everything in front of you. And next thing you know, you're sleeping in a little bit more when you have the time off, watching football, drinking beers. And then the New Year's comes around and you're just not the best version of yourself. What would it be like if you had a program that you were kind of tuning up to, that you were getting ready for, that you're getting excited about, to tune your diet up, to be a little bit wiser on your decision, so that when this thing launches on January 9th, you're ready to hit it full throttle, and then you have 63 days to make the best version of yourself? How many of you are like me? I'd be interested to see how many people reach out and let me know if this resonates with you. You've gone off the rails before. Start with that authentic engagement, and then start making it welcoming for everybody. Hey, look, I know what a lot of people think. There's some people that just give up on doing certain things, and you hear it in their voice. I've tried everything. I've done this. That's why we are all inclusive. We're going to create authentic goals, just like on that 411. The reason Sajid got me into the 411, he did something nobody else did. He didn't give me his goals. He let me define the goals. All my other leaders were like, you've got to grow the department by this much. You've got to do this much. And you're like, Jesus Christ, that's a huge number, or I don't even know if we can get there. When you develop it, listen, wherever you are physically, mentally, in setting of your goals and holding yourself accountable, it's okay. All we're here to do is to improve and get you on track to be the best version of yourself over the 63 days. That's what
What's
we
your
are.
trick on like figuring out? Because like my belief lid is extremely high. So it's like, but I don't want to like shoot too low, but I also don't want to go too high that it's unrealistic. So I heard you say like, don't put down $1 million, but I also don't want to just put down like, I want to get my bills paid, so it's like, where is the middle threshold of creating that annual goal so you start reverse engineering it?
I would do, there's a thing called emotional goal setting, and it's fascinating. It's a TED Talk. You should search it. It's
Okay.
incredible. And this is what really changed me. And so what it is, and this guy has got an incredible process, and I use this in my own life. And I really do think you guys, we should do a class on this first week of December. So emotional goal setting is, everyone likes to go out and say, hey, you know what? I want the best car. I want to make so much. I want 6-figure income. I want this. I want that. It says, it doesn't work, because when you're saying that, it's kind of pie in the sky. When you identify what truly scares you, what truly freaks you out, like literally keeping the lights on, paying the mortgage, your health. Like, I'm terrified of having a heart attack. I'm terrified of not being able to put my kids through school. If they needed help, not that I couldn't get scholarships, but if they needed $1,000 a month, for room and board and in their meal plan, if I don't have $12,000, how bad would that conversation look like? So what you do is three things. You define what truly scares you. Hey, I'm afraid of not living a healthy future life if I'm a firefighter. I'm afraid of cancer. I'm afraid of, asthma, all these different things that could happen. Truly define what that is. Then what would repair that fear from happening? That's number 2 is repair. And number 3 is prevent it from ever being a concern again. So if you're worried about your health and you're not being healthy right now, define exactly what you're nervous about. And then what steps would repair that state? Hey, I'm gonna start eating healthy. I'm gonna start moving a little bit more. I'm gonna start investing in like a gym membership and taking some classes and joining some groups and getting myself engaged. And then what would prevent that? I'm going to get involved in Xendurance. In fact, hey, I'm going to be a rep for them. I'm going to walk the walk, talk the talk, and I'm going to make the changes in my life like Crystal Catalina did. If it's financial goals, hey, I need this much money to buy my first house for a down payment. If I want to buy a $200,000 home, I've already went out and talked to a lender. Yeah. I want to buy a house. It's better to do it this way. I want to buy a home someday, and I'm terrified that I'm never going to have a home ownership. Okay, that's exactly what I'm afraid of. You know what? I'm going to go meet with a lender and tell them everything, all I got. Show them everything, and then have them tell me what I need to qualify. Okay, now I know I need $30,000 in the bank. I need to be able to afford this much in a mortgage a month. Okay, now I got something to work off of. When you truly define your fears, they will move you to repair and prevent them. So think about what is the thing that is most important to you, Crystal. If you were, let's just say, and this is how you can define it. If it's a financial goal, run up what all your current bills are now. And then what would you think? I mean, so many people I've talked to when I've taken them through this, like realtors, they're like, I live paycheck to paycheck. I live almost house to house. And they're like, I want to breathe some days. I can't breathe. Like, I'm always nervous that the car is going to break down or something like that. I'm like, how much money in a savings account would make you breathe? And like, if I could have $20,000 in an emergency fund at all times, man, I'd feel really good. All right, so what do we need to do that? Where do you need to cut back? Where are you spending money ridiculously that you could cut back and start putting money into savings? And then what would one more house a month look like to your income? And what if that one extra house we just put right into savings? What's your average commission on a home? Oh, like $6,000. Okay, if we're going to get really structured, we got to pay taxes, we got to figure out all that. But if we were able to put $4,000 into an account, could you get to that 20,000 pretty quickly? Yeah. Are you motivated to go out and do it? Yes. Let's go do that. All right. What's going to prevent this from ever happening again? Hey, let's make it 2 houses. Then we start moving forward because we define what our fear is. We find the way to repair it. Now we want to prevent it from ever happening again. So that's a good way to start. The one thing that I want to talk to you a little bit about on this 411 document, and it will start to dial you in on it, is so many times we set goals and like this, doing this emotional goal setting. And I think we will get that YouTube posted and start training on that. So many times we don't have a strategy. We say, well, I just want to build more retail business and I want to have more people come into my downline. That's not a strategy. That statement is just a wish. So now we've got to say, for me to do that, for me to have more money coming in, I need to sell more product. Okay, I need to be a better salesperson when I'm bringing people on. I need to get more people in front of me. I got to convert at a higher level. And you know what I need? I need different populations of people that I'm going to. I told Crystal, I went to a couple of CrossFit gyms this week around San Diego, just kind of checking them out. I'll tell you what a mixed bag of businesses that you can go to, because each one's kind of individually run. You got people that have got a pretty solid budget, got themselves really mapped out. You got other people that looks like they basically are just on a wing and a prayer, just basically hanging on to it, like, you know, and out there trying to figure it out. I would love to see us going after gyms, physical therapists, all those people. And I'd also love to see people going after different populations of people. And the way that you go after different populations of people is you start to ask the questions. I can't wait for somebody to call Sun City in the Phoenix area, a Sun City facility, and say, hey, when do you guys do lunch and learns? I got some great product I'd love to come down there and talk to you guys about. You might find somebody that works there that is going to help to become your next downline that's going to blow up a pack with essentials, immune boost, and D3. You got to have a strategy for how you're going to want to do that. The second thing that you need to focus on, you know, we got to have strategies. You can't just set a goal without a strategy. The second thing that you need to work on is your story. You're always telling yourself, you know what, the story. Well, I only know this demographic. I'm only comfortable with this demographic. You know, I mean, I'm going to brag on him, but there's one guy here that doesn't let any story get in his way. Nate gets on social media and connects with people that he's never met before. He just watches what they do and he pays them a bunch of compliments and then gets them on a call. And then we get on a call with them. And the next thing you know, we're bringing them on board. You know, he doesn't have that story of, well, I don't think that they would want to talk to me. That doesn't make sense. I would not be surprised if Nate came to me and said, hey, I have this ballerina that I met online that I think would be great. And I'm like, dude, you're a firefighter. How did you connect with the ballerina? Well, she does amazing stuff on social media. She's got a big downline. He put me in touch with this influencer that has nothing to do with, and I think that those are the key people, that the people change the way you look at the business and the business changes. Okay. So you got to think about getting rid of the story that you have. Xendurance this is what I was told when I first came on board. Xendurance is for CrossFit and Olympic level athletes, and that's who we market and sell to. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work. That's going to be stagnant business, you know, and we need to find the people. And then everyone, you know, listen, you guys could go out and put people on one product. You can go out and have them play the focus game. Don't start with that. Don't start with that. You don't want to start with that because you got to change your state. That's the third thing, is change your state and your thinking. You got to be, see you later, Nate. You got to be thinking that we can always talk people down to the free product, to all of those things, but we never know who we're talking to till we define what they're looking for. So Crystal and I were working on this yesterday, Drew, and I think this is a great approach to do it. You're meeting somebody that wants to get engaged in the program. They own a gym, they're a chiropractor, they whatever. And the first thing they're going to say is, and I just talked to a guy today, so can I get some free samples? You know, hey, that where do they go? What do we do with that? I mean, where does that money go? Where does that product go? We have no idea. Hey, listen, you know what, Crystal, this might not be you. And the best way to really get involved in our world would be to buy a victory pack. It's got every one of the products that's in our program. And that would be the best way for you to get an opportunity to try all of the products. Now, the lead that I said there was, this might not be you, or I'm not sure if it's you. And this is all of our products. Now, that just gave a boundary that I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm actually saying this might not be what you're looking for. And they would say, well, that's really expensive. I don't think I'm ready for that. Great. Now we just opened up. We love a no, because what a no does is keep the conversation going. So Crystal, I completely understand. I hear you. What's the most important thing for you to focus on with Xendurance? What do you really want to push? Well, I mean, I want movement. I want to get more, increase my endurance. I want to lose weight. Hey, then you know what I would recommend? The weight loss program. The weight loss pack would be something outstanding. You should put that on auto replenish so that it comes weekly, so that you don't have to worry about running out of product and you have the best experience. And then you could sample some of the other products in the victory pack, because you really should be able to you should be taking everything that you're going to be selling. Listen, if somebody wants to play the focus game, we have a lot harder time working them up. We can do that when we're blanket marketing. Hey, try the focus game and let me know what you think, doing all those things. But be careful when you say, hey, Crystal, I'd love for you to get engaged in our company. You know what? I want to get you involved in the free focus game. You're going to get 3 sticks of focus, and then let's follow up and see where you go from there. Now I've just set a standard that everything's free. Everything's super easy. And I'm not getting any commitment. If the person's like, no, I don't want to pack. No, I don't want to do that. Hey, at least try the free focus game. That's always the exit. When you set the standard low, you're always going to be in low conversations. Same thing happens with realtors. And I was talking to Crystal about this. And when Stephanie joins a call, or Tonda, I pounded it into them. Everyone would say, I'm afraid to sell luxury homes. A luxury home is considered to be 1 million plus in most of America. And I'd say, well, what is the one thing that has got you concerned? It's just such a high price point. It's just a totally different market. How? Well, you know, it's a very expensive home. You know, it's very expensive. Why can't you sell that? Well, because it's a whole different type. Okay, let me back you up. Do you have to work with getting somebody under contract? Yeah. Do you have to give them incredible service? Yeah. Do you have to make sure that, you know, everything goes smoothly in escrow? Yeah. You got to make sure that at closing, you know, everything is buttoned up and all that. Yeah. Do you have to do that with a $200,000 home? Yeah. What's the difference? Your story, your mindset. You're creating the boundary. You're creating that I can't connect with these people, that they're expecting something that I'm not already giving. You're already giving them world-class service for a $200,000 home. Why not you? Start going on Facebook and posting higher price points in your Facebook, even if you sold them or not. Put them out there. Look at who just closed at 3 million. Look who just did this. Exciting things happening. Interest rates up, inventory down. Look at this home that just sold. It's your mindset that's stopping you from that. We have got to, if you want to make more money at Xendurance, we've got to be putting people on packs, which will benefit them on making sure that they have the best selection of product. They're not just doing one product and wondering why the results aren't working. Put them on auto replenish, and you will make more money. And when your downline is putting people on packs, they are making more money on auto replenish. So guys, we got to go because I'm doing some work with the skincare company today, and I got to hustle over to their office. I have a 10 o'clock appointment. Thank you for your time. Anyone that wants a one-on-one on this is so important. You'll see me next Monday, and I'll be available Tuesday and Wednesday also. But we're just going to have a fun day with week with family also. I'm going to be enjoying my family, and the same to you guys. Guys, recharge the batteries. There's nothing wrong with taking some time off. You still great time to get into conversations. Love all you guys. Let's go. All right. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.